Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me back again doing my WWE Raw review. I'm doing it from the outside of my house today. My wife's a little under the weather, so I didn't want to wake her up from her sleep. So, last night, Raw, uh, mediocre at best. Coming from these pay-per-views, you would think it'd be a pretty good Raw, but it didn't really cut it in my view. Um, you did have some storylines develop on this Raw, so let me get into it. First, it started off with a promo from Triple H. Came out saying, he was able to make money and friends here in the business, and he name dropped, Shawn Michaels and Sean Waltman, aka X-Pac, and said that he thought he had both with Kevin Nash, and fortunately, he thought he was wrong. Um, Saying that Kevin Nash broke his heart, stuff like that. Um, Laurinaitis came out. Oh, I'm sorry. Triple H did call out Kevin Nash, saying he's gonna whip his ass and stuff like that, and all the usual bullshit Triple H says. Um, Laurinaitis ended up coming out, saying you don't need to do this, yada yada yada. Triple H told him, shut up, shut up, shut up. I want you to sign him to a contract that he can't refuse so I can wrestle him. If not, I'm going to go find him myself and I'm going to get arrested for what I'm going to do. That kind of stuff. Uh, Triple H ended up walking back up to the entranceway. He turned around to, I guess, say something to Laurinaitis. Nash came up from behind him and hit him with a sledgehammer in the back of, I guess, the head, maybe the shoulder. I'm not really sure. He took him out. Security and all that came in and broke them up. Um, we went to a commercial break. When they came back from the commercial break, they showed Triple H on the stretcher about to be put into the ambulance. Nash stops them from putting them in the ambulance and lifts him up on the stretcher, leans him up against the wall, and clocks him again with the sledgehammer. Uh, then they finally kicked him out of the arena. So I'm guessing we're gonna have a developing storyline between them two. It's just the question is when are they gonna wrestle? On Raw, throughout Raw, they were saying that Triple H has a concussion, possibly broken neck, which is a little far-fetched, but still, otherwise, looks like they're gonna have a match anyway. Just when? Is it gonna be WrestleMania? Are they gonna have Triple H out for a couple of months and have him come back at WrestleMania? Are they gonna have him wrestle Nash at Survivor Series? Because Survivor Series is almost a month away. It's enough time to recuperate. Or are they gonna have them in the tag match, 5-on-5 match at the Survivor Series? What I'll get into more in this video. Uh, no, nobody knows. The storyline has gone. It's I don't really dog the WWE too much, but the storyline has became shit. I'm not really interested in it anymore. I really don't want to see a Nash and Triple H match, even though Nash looks like he's in great shape. There's so many other wrestlers that can give Nash a better match, possibly. We've already seen the Triple H Nash feud back in the early 2000s. Really nobody really wants to see that again. Nash is pretty much an injury away from this storyline ending. So I don't know what they're gonna do. Uh, but I've already kind of lost interest in it, which is kind of sad. Uh, After that, we finally got into the matches. We had a tag match. Sheamus and Orton teamed up against Rhodes and Christian. It was a good tag match. The crowd was really into it. Um, had some good spots between Orton and Christian and Cody Rhodes, of course. Um, nice little offense between the two teams. They retain their credibility and stuff like that. So all along, it was a good tag match. Sheamus ended up doing his finisher on Rhodes. There was two botches in the match, but they cleaned it up very well. After the match, they showed Laurinaitis backstage on the cell phone. He was talking to Stephanie McMahon. She was blaming him for what happened. Uh, he kind of took an offense to that. Cena ended up walking into the locker room, saying that he's tired of Miz and R-Truth and that he wants to face him tonight in a match. Laurinaitis says, yes, you can face him tonight, but I'm going to be picking your tag team partner, which he ended up picking Zack Ryder to be John Cena's partner. But, I mean, even I knew that that wasn't going to end up happening. Ended up going to the second match, which was Ziggler versus Santino. Pretty much just a squash match. You know, Ziggler wrestled 2 matches Sunday night, so this was just probably, I guess, a off night for him, even though he still wrestled. He ended up facing Santino, pretty much squashed him. After the match, Swagger and Ziggler started attacking him after the match, and Mason Ryan came into the save. I still don't understand why WWE is pushing Mason Ryan. I just don't understand it. He's one drug test away to being on the wellness policy. You know, he's soft in the ring. You know, I know he's gonna be probably feuding with Ziggler, and Ziggler can make it a good match. But I swear to you, if he loses the title to Mason Ryan, I will be extremely, extremely pissed off. After the match, commercial break, of course, they came back to Del Rio. He came to celebrate his retaining his title. He said he's moving on to new challengers. Yada yada yada. You know, CM Punk's music came out. He came down to the ring. You know, basically saying that he was going to be the new contender for the belt. Del Rio saying, no, you're a loser, and stuff like that. Laurinaitis ended up coming down to the ring saying that these 2 guys will face at Survivor Series if CM Punk says that he respects John Laurinaitis, which didn't happen. He ripped the shit out of John Laurinaitis. I can't even remember half the shit he said to him, but he ripped him hard. Um, I would suggest you guys go watch that. He ended up, not saying anything. Laurinaitis said, "Fine, that's fine. I'm gonna give it a week to think about who's gonna be the new #1 contender for Del Rio's title." CM Punk said, "That's fine. I'll give you a week to think about this." He attacks Del Rio. Del Rio ends up rolling out of the ring. Oh, actually, he's about to go to sleep on him. Ricardo breaks it up. Ricardo tries to get out of the ring in time. CM Punk trips him, grabs him, puts him in the GTS, and that was history. So it looks like we might see a Del Rio CM Punk title match at Survivor Series. So what's going to be going on with this 5-on-5? Who's going to be on the teams? Now nobody knows, because all the rumors were having it Del Rio was going to be on one side and Punk on the other. So that doesn't look like that's going to be happening. After that, we had a Divas match, Natalya versus Alicia Fox. There's nothing really to talk about. Fox won, so that's about it. I guess maybe she's going to be the new #1 contender now. I'm not sure. It's nice to see other divas in the ring other than Kelly and Eve all the time. Even though Eve did a pretty good performance on Vengeance, I'll give her that. But it's good to see new divas in the ring, even though most of them can't wrestle. But it was nice to see that. After that was Job Morrison versus Wade Barrett. It wasn't really of a job match. I went more than 2 minutes, as usually they do go with John Morrison. Resurgence of Barrett looks like we're seeing. Looks like they're bringing him more up to the top. I wonder who he's going to start feuding with. Maybe Randy Orton, maybe Sheamus. Nobody knows. But it wasn't a bad match. But WWE, you need to turn John Morrison heel. I don't see them firing him. If they were going to fire him, he wouldn't be getting all this time on Raw. I heard that off of a wrestling radio show, and it was a great point. If they were going to fire him, they would just not have him on the show at all. So, it just doesn't make sense to put him on there. And he just came out with a new shirt as well. He's in a doghouse, deep doghouse right now for what he did at WrestleMania to Trish Stratus and all that. So I'm pretty sure after next year, maybe they'll finally get over it, and maybe we'll see him get a push. But he needs to turn heel. He was great when he was heel, and I hope he turns back heel. After that, we had Michael fucking Cole challenge JR to a Michael Cole challenge, which who the fuck knows what that's gonna be. Um, he says if he loses to JR, he will quit, and I hope to God that they have him quit. Oh man, because having Jim Ross back on the commentary with Lawler would be a blessing. And because Cole just ruins it sometimes. He just ruins it. You know, he goes off subject, doesn't even talk about what's going on in the ring. Even though last night he did a little bit more ring calling than bitching, but he still ended up bitching again. You know, it just he always has to bring up JR. It's just so fucking annoying. But yeah, now they're gonna have a challenge. JR didn't accept or anything. I haven't heard if he accepted or not. So I guess we'll find out next week on Raw. Uh, After that, before the match between Cena and Ryder versus Miz and Truth attacked Ryder, took him out of the match, then which then made it a handicap match. It was a dumb match. Pretty much went like 3 to 4 minutes long. Miz and R-Truth ended up beating him up. Truth went out of the ring, grabbed a water bottle, and hit Cena with it. The ref called it disqualification. They started beating him up. Um, Laurinaitis ended up coming down to the ring and said, you know, he's tired of Miz and R-Truth and that he made a mistake for choosing Cena's partner and that at Survivor Series he can pick his own, which is obvious he was going to pick The Rock. I mean, it was so damn obvious. They're already advertising The Rock going to be in there and that he's going to wrestle, and now, you know, they're acting so stupid like Cena wasn't going to pick him. I mean, come on. It was just so obvious. So now it's going to be a tag match. But then I read on a wrestling website that they're going to add uh, 6 more guys later on during the weeks to come before Survivor Series. So I don't know if they're going to have it, the 2-on-2 or if they're going to have 5-on-5. It'd make more sense to have the 5-on-5, you know, but, you know, does Cena really need The Rock to take out Miz and R-Truth? I mean, no, he doesn't. It just Raw was a letdown to me. I thought Raw could have been 10 times better than it really was. Um, I just don't know what else to say. I know the Rock pick was obvious. The Nash Triple H storyline is just going everywhere. It looks like we might see a CM Punk Del Rio feud at Survivor Series. You know, we don't know who Ziggler is going to be facing. You know, we don't know what's going to be going down on SmackDown and stuff like that. I hope they get their shit together in the next couple of weeks, because we're going to get the road to WrestleMania and all that stuff, and that's when shit really starts to get good. But just I don't know what they're going to be doing with this Triple H storyline and the Rock and Cena stuff. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I have. Um, If you want, just please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on Raw, and let me know what you may think of what's going to be going on at the pay-per-view of Survivor Series. Maybe the matches that you might see or might think you might see. Um, yeah, other than that, that's about it. Next week's Raw, I probably won't see it live because it's Halloween. I'm gonna be taking my son out trick-or-treating. So I might not have a review that Tuesday, so I might have it maybe Wednesday, so I can at least watch Raw in full and stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it. I'm sorry for having to do it outside. Like I said, my wife's under the weather. Hope the lighting isn't too shitty. And thanks everybody. Please comment down below, and everybody have a great day.